Hello everyone, this is Pat with Empowering by Design with our daily Oracle card reading and message for the 20th of August 2011. Happy Saturday everyone. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. And Saturday is of course Fairy Day, and today we're going to hear from the Healing Messages from the Fairies Oracle card deck. I usually use the one that's the magical messages, but this is the original one that Doreen made, and I'm going to read from this deck today. So the card that initially came out for this was Environmental Awareness. And this is a card with a fairy, he or she has got a hawk or some kind of bird of prey in her hand. And I feel like this message has two aspects to it. One of them is related to a message that we got from the goddesses, that I did earlier in the week, I think on Wednesday, about we had Mawu come through with Mother Earth. And it is, to some degree, about paying attention to global environmentalism or issues with the environment on a global level. There are now, almost on a daily basis, earthquakes that are over level 6 in magnitude going on, and a lot of volcano activity has come up again. And I don't say this to scare you, but the card is just indicating that we need to bring our attention to what is going on in the global environment. But it also speaks to your personal environment and what's going on around you personally. Maybe all week long you've been in environments that were really noisy, or maybe that had a lot of the maybe you work in an environment where there's a lot of the public, or maybe you've been traveling a lot where you're in environments where there's a lot of the public that goes through there. And that has an effect upon our own energies. And the message is really about paying attention to that environment where a lot of times it can be very noisy, or if you have to deal with the public a lot in your job or in your travels. That can be, some people are nice, some people aren't so nice. And so it's urging you that you maybe need some time to get away from that into a more natural environment, to get away from the noisiness, into some of the quiet, and really be connect a little bit more to nature as a way of just de-stressing and letting go. Nature is wonderful to get out into, especially if you can find a really nice, very quiet environment by the water. It really helps you to ground and refocus and be more in tune with your own rhythms as well as the rhythms of nature, because the fairies always urge us to get back in tune with the rhythms of nature by going outside. And this particular fairy, as I showed, she's holding a bird of prey, and I feel like they're calling our attention to notice what the birds are doing, or animals in general, because when there are environmental changes going on, we often see it in the animals first. You'll notice the birds behaving differently, and because animals are, because they're living out in the outdoor environment, they're very much in tune with what is going on with the earth and when changes come up. We as people, when we're indoors too much, or when we're in noisy environments dealing with a lot of people all the time, we tend to lose our awareness or our sense of what's going on in the natural world that we need to pay attention to. So this is bringing our attention to that today. And the other card that popped out, interestingly enough, was New Location. So, and it's no surprise that this has popped out right alongside the environmental awareness. It may be that part of what you're becoming aware of is that the environment that maybe you live in or work in or that you've been around in is something maybe you are looking to get away from. And the new location indicates that there's something that's going to come up. You may find a house or a new home that's available for rent or purchase in an area. You might find it just a new one comes on the market that you get to go look at. Or it may be indicating that there's some new area of your job or your work that you're going to be exploring or looking into. The fairies are very in tune with the environment, obviously, and geographical things. So it's either confirming that there's something new coming up for you, or it's calling your attention to it. And I love when that card, new location, comes up. I get very excited about it. I'm like, ooh, there's something new coming on. So, or maybe it just indicated that there's a travel vacation spot maybe coming up for you, new location. Because she's like in a little, in that picture, she's like in this little, leaf boat, and she's going on a little adventure there, little trip. So, and the last card that flipped out was this one, higher consciousness. And so it's this card, along with these three, is really about paying attention, and again, to what your intuition is telling you. It may be that your intuition has been drawing you to a new place, a new location, some new things, and that's why that new location card is coming up. And as you tune into, as you go out to the quiet spaces and you give yourself that quiet time out in nature, it does develop your higher consciousness. It does develop your ability to, your intuition, to see and feel and know what's right and what's best for you. So that's our reading for this weekend. And this deck is the Healing with the Fairies deck. So these messages do have an element of healing to them. They're healing things. So when these messages come up, whatever they are, we can sort of keep an eye to them with that element of knowing that it's part of our own personal healing and part of the global healing that needs to go on or take place. So anyway, that is our message for today. I hope you have a lovely Saturday and a lovely weekend, and I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who's been listening and leaving comments, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.